Hey guys, just wanted to make another little video about, again, things to think about and things to consider. Probably some of you are aware about the developments in robotics and artificial intelligence, right? Many people have been influenced by a lot of sci-fi type of movies like Star Wars and Terminator and things like that over the years. Interestingly enough, we are living in times where machines have become, in so many ways, much more efficient than human beings, which is something very interesting to consider because um, before we were told that the computers are going to make our lives easier, and that was not the case. Maybe easier in some way, but more difficult in other ways, right? We're still expected to work hard and so forth. So where am I going with this? When I was a kid, I used to have a lot of premonitions. I mean, I still do. I could see things in my dreams that would happen, and many of them actually did happen, which is very interesting, even for me. And yes, I had the natural ability to even see things happen ahead of time. At times, I would. I even foresaw my father's accident about 5 minutes before it happened. And one of my ex-girlfriend's mother, I also foresaw her accident before it happened, about 2 hours in ahead of time. How can it be? I don't know. It's just something I've been able to do since I've been a child, and I have been able to. When I was a kid, I used to have nightmares, very vivid nightmares about humanity being literally hunted by machines and people being killed and so forth by the actual machines. You could say maybe scary dreams of a child, which is understandable. But when we look today at the world we live in, as you're sitting and watching this, Boston Robotics and many other companies out there, and Japan, Russia, and so forth, United States, China, they're all working on machines that can outperform human beings in all kinds of workforces, including military and police. Some of you probably have seen the movie Robocop and Chappie, for example, which was actually or Mother. Those are movies that are all about machines simply performing jobs of humans. Like, for example, Chappie is about a robot that's deployed as a police robot. And where am I going with this is that we are living in times now where if you look up on the internet, if you type in police robots and things like that, or you can see that countries like Singapore, some countries in Africa, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, they are deploying actually robots on the streets. And to me, this is disconcerting because many countries like China, for example, they are replacing most of their workforce in factories with robots. And that means huge unemployment for Chinese, obviously. But the biggest issue is not even the unemployment, is the fact that the robots can be also misused by people who are power thirsty and who simply want to control humanity, because the robot will do whatever it is programmed to do, and especially when it's controlled by self-thinking artificial intelligence, which is the next point that I'm trying to make, is that artificial intelligence is operating many of these robots now and in the future. The goal is to have robots such as police robots, military robots, and so forth being controlled by artificial intelligence, which makes it rather tricky. As Elon Musk said, artificial intelligence is probably one of the biggest threats that humanity has faced in since the nuclear weapons development. And I think it's really really important. I mean, I know that this is not about fear mongering, obviously here, but rather facing the reality and really, you know, thinking very carefully about what's going on in this world, because, you know, what if the machines can be misused against humans? I mean, we know for a fact that many drones, artificial intelligence controlled drones, have been used and deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan, killing both the UN, NATO, and also the local civilians. There's lots of evidence of that. You can look it up on the web. I'm here to just give you some little bit of information so you can do your own homework. Unlike other channels that show all the information, I would like people to do their own homework. So I personally would recommend you guys really think about this carefully. And those of you who are supporting artificial intelligence, thinking it's a great thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with robots or artificial intelligence if it is developed by people who are normal, psychologically stable, and who are, I mean, I guess if the world was maybe led by people like Dalai Lama, maybe then we would have some technology and things like that, and governments and so forth that are peaceful and harmonious. But unfortunately, the history has shown that we have had many world leaders, committing heinous crimes over the time of history. All we need to do is just look at Russia and Stalin and Lenin and Hitler and so forth, and that says it all. And I think that's something very important to people, that people recognize this important bit of information, that we don't just blindly support this type of technology, because one of the biggest threats is that your job may one day be replaced by artificial intelligence and robots, and people may be seen as obsolete. And perhaps that is part of the whole, the rhetoric that we've been hearing for the last 30 years plus, that there's too many people. Maybe that's just too many people because now we are easily replaceable. And, there are people who are going to come up with all kinds of explanations as to this particular statement about too many people and why there's too many people and why population needs to be reduced. But what if the population has to be reduced because we are obsolete, because the technology is outperforming humanity, so, and replacing people at work and so forth. So that's something to think about and question and do your own homework. Look into this, because my concern is that if we make through this collapse, this economic global collapse that's currently happening, if we make it through, I have a bad feeling that the things like artificial intelligence will be a big threat to our safety in the future as well, and our livelihood. Maybe not. Hopefully, humanity will somehow become fully awakened and somehow we'll be able to use the technology intelligently. But until then, I think we need to be a little bit more conscious, because what if one day we wake up in a world where machines are controlling us and our lives, and being used to perhaps even wage wars and do harmful things to humanity. Anyways, I hope you're very well. Food for thought. Let me know what you think. Thank you, and have a great day.